Welcome.
Welcome to the Wine of the Month Club, and I'm here with Mumbles. And he's
Yeah, you
trying
want to
to.
why? Both my ears are messed up. I woke up the other morning about 3 weeks ago. My pillow was covered with blood.
Oh, great! That's a great way to start a wine tasting.
So that's why we're going. Hey, this is the April selections for 2019. A little behind the eight ball here, but we are here to taste the wines with you. And I'm here with Ed Masciana, and we're going to discuss 40 years ago. I love this 40 years ago.
79.
1979, which means we're already 7 years into the club.
That's right.
And it's still 1979. And in fact, the other day when we were talking to Michael Kalemkiarian is writing a story about my father and the history of California wine and relates to consumer wine, direct to the consumer market. Mm-hmm. And he asked me for customers that were, been around for a while.
Right, and I think that's great. I think that's your best.
And I found guys still around from 78, 79.
That's right.
A lot from the 80s.
Yep.
Hundreds of shipments they've gotten. It's
I know.
phenomenal.
It's great. I mean,
Nobody in this business can say that.
That's a real testament to the value, and I thought what I read from the beginning is it's really interesting. I mean, a lot of stuff I didn't know, especially about your dad's history in Egypt and
right.
and the whole thing. But it was kind of interesting that your dad and I kind of learned wine together. Because he bought the store in '64, and I came along in '69.
Yeah, it was around 67, 69.
Oh, was it really that late? Mm-hmm. Okay, and so that's right. He started the first one.
His first store was there.
Yeah, but so it's like, and he admitted, he said, I don't really know that much about wine, but by the time I got there, he being an incredibly smart guy, he read a lot and studied a lot and tasted a lot, and so he became very knowledgeable. But
you're going to find that story available. I'm going to publish the short story. I think I'm not sure yet, but it's anticipating maybe the story can be developed even further as a book of some sort. So
or I think it'd be a great documentary.
Great documentary.
But speaking of 40 years ago, and this is one of the things that just absolutely slays me. What did we do 40 years ago? 1975, Louis Martini Barbera. Okay, now, most people in 79 not only never heard of Italy making Barbera, they obviously ever heard of California.
Barbera, for sure.
And I'm thinking that may be one of the first Barberas ever produced in California. And I remember that wine. It was, of course, back then it was so cool to be in the wine business because every wine that came out, you really had to taste it. You really had to. Now you could care less because there's just too much of that
So
stuff.
my dad writes in here, the Barbera from which this wine is made is grown predominantly or principally in Piemonte, which is the northwest part of Italy, which is true. How about that for legitimate arguments?
Well, it's not an argument; it's the truth.
And it's true. And the wine was a Durmont Beaujolais Blanc.
Now that's
pretty rare too.
That was really rare. You don't see Beaujolais Blanc. I would gander that there's maybe 1% of the Beaujolais that's white, if that.
Yeah, if that much.
I mean, it's just there's
and
nothing
from
there.
This particular, according to him, this particular Beaujolais Blanc, which is Durmont, was from the northern part of Beaujolais, which would put it near Mâconnais and Chablis.
That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. Well, Chablis is we put it near the Mâconnais, and Mâcon, the Mâcon, yeah. And so, anyway, and so that's what we did 40 years ago. What we did 70 years ago is I was just a mere tot.
Mere tot. That's what I'm saying. All right, classic series.
Do we stop it?
I don't stop it.
Oh, okay.
I don't stop it.
Just stop it. Classic series.
Classic series for April of 2019. We have these are really good. Looking at the list here, but starting with Sassenage, which is from Paso, from the Broken Earth Winery. This was an 11. Would you have never tasted this as an 11? You would have never figured this was an 11. Look at the color just when you pour it.
Yeah, but Paul, these wines were bottled and stored underground since then.
Yeah, I know.
So what does that do to a wine? It makes it pretty. It makes it age very, very.
It's also
slowly.
a screw cap for. This is probably one of the oldest screw caps I've ever tasted. Don't you think?
No, not necessarily. Hell, I was doing screw caps in 2009.
Yeah, but there's no 2009 screw caps on the market.
Wow.
So this is a Bordeaux blend, except for the Petit Syrah. So it's Merlot, Petit Verdot, Cabernet, and then a little Petit Syrah for color.
Well, it's got plenty of color. And you're right. It's so alive, and here it is. It's probably been in the bottle for 7 years.
Lord knows.
And it's just stunning. I mean, this is a great testament as to why you age wine. Right here. Granted, it's not going to taste like this if you bought it in say 2013 or 14 and kept it in your living room.
It's really good.
But
I'm going to give this a nice 7.
I'm at a 98. So it's
nice package.
It's real clean, real classy.
Mise en bouteille par la cave, in the bottle for the winery, and bottled by Suspicious Cellars. But it's Broken Earth wine, which is a pretty prominent winery up there. A lot of wine comes out of there, and
more than prominent. It's 500 acres for crying out loud.
And that too.
I used to buy grapes from it when it was called Continental Vineyards.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, for Bristol Farms, for HMR. I have so many jobs I forget where I was when I did stuff. I don't even know what I'm doing now.
Don't forget the wiener sizzle.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. We're not supposed to do that, remember?
What?
Slide the stuff over.
That's right.
It makes a bunch of noise.
So, I opened this the other day for the tasting.
It still smells pretty good.
It's so good. I mean, I forgot how good it was. And the Discovery's brand is no longer available. I think this is the last vintage they're bottling. And the color is perfect for Pinot Grigio, which means Pinot Gray in French.
That is delicious.
But it's just so flavorful for a California version. Intense. It's an intense wine.
And nice finish, too. I mean, you get a little green apple in the finish that you don't normally get from Pinot Grigio.
Full-bodied. I mean, totally atypical from its northern Italy counterparts.
Yep, absolutely.
Maybe a little oak, you think, maybe?
I don't think so, but good acidity of the finish.
Santa Barbara, that's why.
Yeah, it's delicious. I'm at a 98 on this, too.
Wildflowers in the finish.
Wildflowers, absolutely. Nope, good call.
I don't know, they're hailing the artist on the front. I'm not sure why. It's not that interesting.
I agree. But they got to do something.
It's Pinot Grigio on the nose, but deeper, heavier duty.
How heavy is it?
97.
Yeah, I'm at a 97 on that too.
You're right. That acid just keeps kind of going. Huh?
Well, that's what you need in good wine, Oh, now this stuff was pretty kind of cool. The Piledriver, husband and wife team. They make some different. They have their own winery. I think it's called like Scott Winery or something like that. It's fairly expensive stuff. And this is just a little side venture that he went on and then decided he didn't want to do it anymore. And because this wine, it says here it was $20, but on the shelf, but it was actually closer to $30.
Yeah, and you can smell the quality of the juice in this. This is
really good.
Oak age. That's got everything in it.
Yeah, this is really spectacular. So I mean, and the reorder price, is that the right reorder price?
It is Zinfandel. Let me tell you, $8.99.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's classic series. $8.99 for a wine of this boldness. I mean, it's like huge.
You could have put this in the limited series. Nobody complained.
No one would know the difference.
Well, I'll tell you, it sure tastes like a limited series wine.
The Zin nose jumping out.
Wow! It literally leaps out of the glass and covers your face and goes, "I'm Zinfandel."
Do that again, Ed.
I'm Zinfandel.
I was joking.
You never.
97, 96,
98. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Okay.
I'm loving it.
Dos Copas.
If you're going to pick over the last 30 years that I've done this, if you're going to pick maybe 2 brands that I've repeated more than once, this is Dos Copas.
Yeah,
is one
2
of them.
Copas, absolutely.
It's just consistently quality juice, and I'd be remiss in my responsibility to send you good wine if I didn't taste these over and over again. So this is the 2018 Sauvignon Blanc.
Wow.
From my friends Dos Copas, 2 cups, 2 glasses.
Yeah, 2 glasses.
And just classic Chilean Sauvignon Blanc, which I think is the white wine of Chile.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, their Sauvignon Blancs are just stunning. Every single one of them. They just can't help but make great Sauvignon Blanc over there.
Wow. Complex. Loaded with fruit.
Absolutely delicious, but great acidity. Again,
Yep.
really good finish is what you need in a really good wine. Otherwise, it kind of falls flat, you know. And then the acidity is what cleanses your palate to accept the more, you know, the next bite of food.
It's not acid just for the acid's sake, right? It's flavorful acid.
Flavorful acid, yes. That would be a new term.
And the nose, you know, I've a little grapefruit, a little grass.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little stone, a
I'm
little
at
lime.
I'm at a 98 on this. I think it's delicious. And that would be our show for the Classic Series 2019.